Hello and welcome everyone to today's tutorial on getting started with Quizlet. Quizlet is a wonderful tool that educators across the nation are using to help students learn and master content-related material. And today's tutorial is solely going to focus on just getting started, learning some of the basic features, and also creating your first content material. So let's begin. In order to get to the setup screen for Quizlet, you want to just open up a search engine, such as Google. And inside of your search engine, I'm just going to type in Quizlet. Now, when I do get to the search screen, I have a few options. This first link is going to direct me to the actual website. And if you did want to download the application on, let's say, a tablet or a phone, you could do so by clicking on this link below. Because I want to actually go to the website, I'm going to click on this first link. And here I'm directed to the home page, and this is what you will see when you get to Quizlet as well. Now, I do want to just click on this Get Started link, and this is going to show you how you get set up with your own page. So when I'm here, I'm going to click on this Get Started. And as you can see, I have a few different options on how I can sign up. You can either use a Google account, sign up with your Facebook, or if you don't want to use one of those, or if you don't have one of those, you can then just enter in your email and provide a couple of different other things as well. So let's say I didn't have a Google account. I would go down below, just select my birthday, the month, the day, and the year. Then I would choose a username, provide my email, and then come up with a password. And after I had done all that, I would just go to the bottom and click Sign Up. Now, because I already have an account, I'm going to actually just log in and show you what my homepage looks like and how you can get started from there. So I'm going to hit this Login, and I'm going to log in with Google. And the reason that I log in with Google and that I love to have Google connected to this is because it will link directly up with the Google Classroom or your Mind app if you use those in your classroom. And since I do use Google Classroom, it's fabulous because everything just goes directly to that Google Classroom when I create it on Quizlet. And it's just a very, very easy, smooth transition. So I'm going to log in with Google. And now I do have a few Google accounts, and it will make you actually choose which account you want. And I have my Akron one, but for this purpose, I am going to do and log in with my school email because that, like I said, directs to my Google Classroom. So I'm going to click on this. And this is what you'll see after you successfully create an account yourself. I just kind of want to show you some of the different features on this home screen. At the top right, you can see that this is my account that I'm logged into. Now, right directly next to it, you see 9 days left of trial. Currently, I am using the free trial of the upgraded teacher account. This account allows me to have access to different features that I would not have in a basic account, such as it gives me information, some more information on, let's say my students played a game. I really get to see that data and it breaks it up, how well they did, which ones did they miss, which ones do they need more support with. Those types of different things that a basic one is not going to get. However, I've had the basic and I've used the basic, and it's just as fabulous as well. It's just not going to give you all the data points as the teacher upgrade might. Okay, so now I just want to show you some other features on this home page as well. So I want to gear your attention to the left-hand side, and as you can see, there are different options that you can click on. The first option says Browse Diagrams. This is a brand new feature that they came out with this year, and I'm not going to get into it on this particular tutorial. However, what it is it's just instead of studying, let's say, vocab words, you want them to study a diagram. For instance, if you're a science teacher and you're studying the heart and want your students to, be able to see, where the different parts are in the heart and study those, then that would be something that they could do. The latest activity, as you can see, that's what is on this screen currently. It basically, you can see your latest activity, your students' latest activity, and also see what other sets that teachers have created recently. just by typing in, what do you teach? And it's going to give you a whole list of different brand new content that other teachers have posted. Down below is your study sets. This is what you have created. And if you create something, let's say this year, and want to use it next year, it's always going to be in that study sets, so you can reassign it to a different group of students next year. And I'm just going to click on the study set so you can see what I have created. And I have really just gotten started this year creating, different sets. And so right now I only currently have one set of terms that I wanted my students to learn. And it does tell you how many classes again and what they have studied. Moving down below the study sets is the settings, and when you click on this you have a couple of different options. Right now, like I said, I am in the free trial of Quizlet Teacher. It tells me when this expired, but when that does expire, I always have the option to upgrade, and if I choose to do so. You can also choose your profile picture. I didn't actually upload my picture. When I hooked it up to Google Classroom, it took it straight from there. But if you don't want your actual picture, you can choose from one of those. It tells me whether or not I have a teacher or student account. I can choose my language. I can link my account to Facebook if I wanted to. And if I did have any updates, like let's say my email changed, you can always update it here. Also, if you want to change a password, you can do that as well. And also you can change your username, but it does say you can only change your username once. Also, it says that I can receive notifications if I want. Let's say my kids, this is what would be on theirs if they wanted to receive notifications. Let's say I add a new set that I want them to study. If they signed up for notifications, it can link directly up to, let's say, their tablet or phone, and they can receive a notification that I have added a new set. And then there's also some privacy settings here, and if I really wanted to delete my account, I have that option too as well. Alright, so going back, underneath settings is a help center, and this is just where you can ask different, questions if you're experiencing some difficulty. They have it set up really, really nicely, so there's basic questions, there's questions about study tools, questions about creating study sets, and so on and so forth. So it really does break it down nicely if you have a particular question that you are looking for. And if you don't really know what category it falls under, you can always just search it up there. So it's a very, very, very nice feature just for when you're getting started and might have some of those other questions. So I'm going to go back to the home page here. Underneath the Help Center are the classes, and I only have currently one class logged in and signed up because I'm just getting started so far this year. And it will tell me how many members I have. I've only had one student actually try to sign in, and so that's why I only have one member, but all of them have access to it now. So this upcoming week, that's when they're going to be joining, so I'll have more members by the end of this week. Also, if it wasn't hooked up to Google Classroom, I have a link that will lead them directly into their home page and my class. But if I didn't have that, I can also always give them that class join link. So if you don't have Google Classroom, again, that is an option, and you can just give them this link. Let's say you want to post it to their email, or you want to put it up on the board, then they can all access and join your class from that link. Let's say I also had a new student halfway through the year, I can always add members to this particular group. When I want to give them a new set to study, I have that option as well. And here's an option to connect with Google Classroom, which I have. And then there's also, if I wanted to delete this class ever, edit it, and let's say I wanted to edit the name, I could always do that as well. Down below the class, it does tell me all the different sets that I have assigned them. And so I was just trying this out, making sure that it worked appropriately. And so I had found a root word that we were studying and had assigned that to the class. I can see the class progress. And again, there's not going to be a lot of class progress since there was no students who actually took that. It was just a trial. But when I do have it connected, it will show me every student that has studied it, how many times that they study within the past. I can choose a date. Let's say that I posted it for a month. I can see their progress then. And if I had more than one class, I would be able to choose which classroom I wanted to view. Okay, now I want to take you into actually creating or searching for a set that you want your students to start studying. So I'm going to first show you how you can just search. Let's say I'm studying a root. I use this mostly for Greek and Latin vocabulary, so let's say that my students were studying the root ped. I'm going to go up to this search bar here, and I'm going just to type in ped. And when I type that in, it's going to give me a whole bunch of different study sets that have been created by others. What you do want to be aware of, though, is that not all of these are teacher created. What I like to do is I like to go to this options button, and you have the option of most relevant or most recent. And then you also have some filters, whether you want image sets only or teacher created sets. I always sort by most relevant and then also the teacher created sets only. So once I update those results, as you can see next to the username, it does say that is a teacher. And now you can see also that there are different amounts of terms within each of these study sets. I know that when my students study this root, I have 10 terms I want them to know. So this one had 11, this one has 9. I know right off the bat that those aren't going to be some sets that I want my students to know. So what I do want to make sure, though, is that if I do see one with 10 terms, that all of the terms within here are the ones I want my students to know. So as I can see a little bit of a preview, these all look good. I am going to go in, though, and check out the rest of them. And I can do that by going down below. And I'm looking, and all of these are the 10 that I want my students to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this. I do have other options besides making a copy if I wanted to. I could share this right off the bat, post it to my Google Classroom. I can add this to a class to give them it later. And then I have some other options, some info, and then some other options as well. I'm going to make a copy. When I do this, it is going to now put this into my username, and this is going to be a set that I create because I'm modifying it. I have the option now to make any modifications that I want. I can change the title. I can add an image here just for the set. I can change the visibility to who it is visible to and who can edit it. And then I also have the option of deleting any terms I wanted, changing any of the definitions here, changing the pictures. I have all that options that I would too when I normally create a set myself. I also have the option down below to add new cards if I wanted to. For right now, though, everything looks good. It's all that I want my students to learn. I am just going to change the title to Root Ped. And then once I feel like everything's good, I'm going to hit Create. As soon as I hit that button, it does give me the option to share on Google Classroom, to share and remind, to add to a class, or if I wanted to just copy the link, put it on the board for my students to see, send it in a link to a parent, I could do that as well. Right now I don't want to do that, but let's say I'm just looking over it one more time, and now I'm ready to share. I always have the options to share it, to edit it, and to add it to a class. Okay, so that was how to search for a set and then add it to your own account. Now I do want to show you how to create one. So instead of hitting the search button, I am going to hit the create. And it's going to say create a new study set. Here I can add a title. So let's say I didn't want to find a root ped. I wanted to create one of my own. I would give that a title, root ped. And I have that option of adding a picture if I wanted to, making it visible to, certain people and edited by certain people. And then this is where it actually create. Instead of the terms being here, I would put them in. And I'm just going to show you one for right now. So here's biped, and I'll put the definition, a creature that walks on 2 feet. And then I have to make sure that the language is English as well. And of course I could add more cards if I wanted to, but I'm only going to show you one for right now. Once everything looks good, let's say I wanted to add a picture, I could as well. But everything looks good for right now. I'm just going to hit create. And it has successfully saved that set. All right, so those are the basic features. Thanks for watching, and watch our next tutorials. Thank you. Bye-bye.